me, Renee P. But I'm not gonna lie, when I put on this outfit today, I was like, oh my god, yes, Rihanna vibes. Like, what? Okay, anyhow. So, today I have a very serious question to ask you. What comes to mind when you think of thrifting? You're probably thinking gross, old granny clothes, outdated styles, and torn up pieces. That's a little bit harsh and not true. Okay, sometimes it's a little true. However, when I think of thrifting, I think of pieces that I haven't seen before or pieces that I haven't seen in a very long time. I think of pieces that elevate and reshapes my style. And of course, I think about protecting the environment and reducing the effects of textile waste by purchasing reclaimed pieces. But okay, I get it. You've probably been to the thrift store and you found a bunch of odd pieces, or you searched through a bunch of racks and you found the same old team t-shirt from a high school you've never even heard of. So why bother thrifting? Thrifting can be challenging and it takes a lot of time. I mean, when I first started, I wasn't that great either. The first time I went into a Goodwill, I thought everything was poorly taken care of. All the color-coded racks looked so tacky to me, and I dared not touch any clothes that were once owned by other people. But as I started to really start enjoying it and learning more about the process, I began to enjoy the thrill of thrifting. And while you may not have the patience for it just yet, here are 3 ways that you can enjoy the thrills of thrifting without even thrifting.
Before we begin, I want to inform you about my major research project on the topics of fashion, sustainability, and shopping. Please take the time to fill out our survey. It will be linked in the description. Participants will receive a free gift upon completion. All details are provided in the survey. Now, back to the video.
The first thing you need to understand is the difference between a thrift store and a consignment shop. Thrift stores usually get all of their pieces donated to them. Think Goodwill, Salvation Army, your local thrift shop, etc. A consignment shop, however, is a resale business that buys your clothes or places your clothes in their shop or on their platform, and you get paid either upfront or when your item sells. Think Plato's Closet, Poshmark, ThredUp. Usually a thrift shop is not that selective on the pieces that they're taking in, while a consignment and resale shop has one thing on their mind: profit. They like to take in pieces that are in great condition and are on trend so that they can compete with major retailers. Because of their selective process, they're not taking in any old kind of junk. They're taking in pieces that can easily sell. At Renee's Closet, we accept all forms of wearable clothing, so you still get that treasure hunt. However, we don't just sell anything, and we like to make sure all pieces are in well-kept condition. If you're still too afraid to go through a thrift store in fear of running into dirty clothes or germs, give a consignment shop a chance. However, it's still very important that you wash all of your clothes that you thrift and buy retail. Some clothes may have only been worn once, while some pieces may have never been worn before. But it's still a good habit to make sure you wash all of your pieces so that they're nice and fresh. Another good way to enjoy the thrills of thrifting is by not buying anything new. Thrifting is about preserving the environment and providing old clothes with a new home. However, if you are constantly having to replace something that you can't afford to buy retail or don't want to buy used, it's time that you learn how to properly care for your clothes. The number one way to preserve the longevity of your items is by following proper wash and care instructions. Washing clothes in cold water not only saves you energy and water, but it also helps protect the fabric. If an item needs to be hang dry it. If it needs to be dry cleaned, get it dry cleaned, or at least learn how to dry clean at home, such as steam cleaning. If an item cannot be machine washed, then by all means, do not machine wash it. By taking better care of your clothes, you extend their lifespan exponentially, and you save money in the long run by avoiding unnecessary trips to the store. You can also take up hand sewing and mending for small tears, or contact your local seamstress for quick fixes. When you take better care of your clothes, you initially decrease your overconsumption. And if more people decrease their overconsumption, retailers will be forced to produce less clothing. And it puts less pressure on thrift stores to sell as many donated pieces as they possibly can. So, read your care tags very carefully and memorize them before you tear them out. My final tip to you is to get over this ego and materialistic complex. Thrifting isn't gross, nor is it just for poor people. And here's the thing about retail in general. Manufacturers do not pre-wash the items before sending them to retailers, and retailers are definitely not washing them before putting them on the sales floor. A lot of places accept returns, so someone can easily buy something, take it home, wear it for the night, reattach the tags, and bring it back the next day for a return. Some salespeople are great at spotting this, while others just do not care and will just make the return just to avoid confrontation. So, if you still think thrifted pieces are gross, think about the hundreds of people who tried on that one item before returning it, especially swimsuits. At least thrifted pieces realistically only had one owner. Of course, the easiest fix for this is to wash everything before you wear it. Another thing is that people will donate pieces that they only wore once or have never worn before and still have the original tags attached. These pieces are especially great because there shouldn't be any imperfections, and bonus points if it still has the extra buttons and embellishments. A lot of boutiques will also donate their old stock because it's basically a tax write-off for them. So look for pieces that are in great condition and still have the tags attached. These pieces are still going to be 50% or more off of retail. And if thrifting still intimidates you, you can always check out our specially curated collection and fabulous pieces. Or take the time to explore your local thrift shop and to build your wardrobe. You don't have to stop shopping retail, but with thrifting, you can curate your style and find out what works best before splurging at a high-end boutique. So, I hope this video puts you more at ease about the thrills of shopping and also changes your perspective on shopping in general. And as always, you can shop our closet at www.reneescloset.com and you get 15% off when you sign up for our newsletters. And as always, with love, Renea P.